Manhattan, they want to build a data center as big as this entire island. My brain cannot process this image. This is a single building. This shows you the scale of this building overlaid on top of Manhattan. So can we talk about how it's named Hyperion? If you know anything about Hyperion, it's a book about how AI is out to destroy humanity.
Happy Saturday. I have a special for you today. Not only am I going to ruin your weekend with my information, I'm going to give you the information to ruin other people's weekends. Maybe even get into a fireside argument. Yeah, I'm going to talk about AI, and I'm going to talk about the global housing affordability problem. Which means that your opinion on what's causing the problem is probably wrong. Let's start our global journey here at home. Report finds Vancouver, Toronto housing impossibly unaffordable. Just so you know, if the gray didn't give it away, I'm old. This has been true my entire life. What are the usual suspects? It's immigration, it's speculation, and now Airbnb or tourism. Our next stop on our global journey, largest cities are growing again, but getting more unaffordable. New York City, Los Angeles, etc., etc., etc. What are the causes? The same likely suspects. It's immigration. It's speculation. It's Airbnb and tourism. Mexico City plans to tackle gentrification after protests against mass tourism. Guess what? In Mexico City, they have an affordability issue. Protesters in Spain shoot water guns at tourists in demonstration against mass tourism and housing costs. Speculation, immigration, tourism. It happened across Spain, in Venice, and in Lisbon, Portugal. Oh, but wait, this isn't just a Western problem. Vietnam housing market poised for growth despite tariff challenges. Market observers in Vietnam have in recent months increasingly warned of the growing unaffordability of housing in the country as prices have continued to outstrip income. This is for the US, but it's pretty much the same everywhere. US home prices versus household income from 1970 to now. There's the growth in housing, there's the growth in income. What do you think the problem is? If it's happening all over the world, is it speculators? Is it immigration? Is it tourism? Because, sorry to be blunt, where the fuck are all these people coming from? In the US, they're coming from Mexico. In Mexico, they're coming from the US. In the West, they're coming from the East. In the East, they're coming from the West. Or maybe corporations and governments want to have an easy villain to point a finger at. Remember, here in Canada, we passed a foreign buyers law. Even when the government themselves admitted we didn't have a foreign buyers problem. But the public wanted something done. So we passed the law and caused more problems. What do you think the problem is? And guess what? The problem's going to get worse. In a multitude of ways. Yeah, first up, no one is stopping these billionaires from trying to control AI. AI needs a lot of computing power. The smartest way to go about it is to distribute computing power. But then you would lose control over it. So these control freaks want to build larger and larger data centers, and Meta wants to build one that's the size of Manhattan. Here's the thing. Data centers and water consumption. Data centers need a lot of fresh water to cool down the computers. You know, the water that we need? Yeah, they need that. Large data centers can consume up to 5 million gallons per day, equivalent to the water use of a town populated by 10,000 to 50,000 people. That's a large data center now. How much water do you think a Manhattan-sized data center is going to suck up? So they need cheap electricity, and right now hydroelectricity is the cheapest electricity you can get, and they need a lot of fresh water. Where in the world can you get those two things in close proximity? And aside from AI likely taking over your property, AI is going to take your job. I have seen so many estimates on how many jobs AI is going to take. You have no idea. So for right now, the safest jobs from AI are the ones that require people to talk to people. Okay, so emergency medical technicians, obviously. Healthcare, social workers, again. Lawyers, I'm not so sure about that one. Yeah, I'm not so sure about any of the rest on this list. Which means that we're going to have a massive white-collar, well, they say recession. I'm saying depression. Estimates are about 20% unemployment, maybe 25%, maybe 30%. But that's a bottom-up unemployment. We've only had top-down unemployment. until now, right? Like the Great Depression, Great Financial Collapse. That's companies losing money and causing layoffs. This is going to start from the bottom up. The top down is going to come after. So the 20, 30% that we lose at the bottom will probably cause another 30, 40% from the top. Yeah, everyone's going to be out of work. Everyone is going to be out of work unless you drive an ambulance. And you're likely going to be busy. Do you think they're going to do something about this before it causes an uprising? Yeah, me neither. They'll let everyone think what they want to think until it's too late. Apocalypse starts with an A. Stick an eye after that first A. That's what's coming down the pipe.